Hello, welcome to day 4 of our Simple Life Patterns or Pattern Company Isla Infinity Tunic and Dress sew along. So today should be pretty simple. We are going to attach our front bodice to our back bodice, and then we're going to add the sleeves and we'll be done. And then tomorrow we'll sew up the skirt. I was going to say pockets, which I am putting pockets on the skirt, so that makes sense. Tomorrow we'll sew up the skirt and attach it to our bodice and we'll have a finished dress. Eek! I'm so excited. I did end up top stitching my heart and I really love it now because it lays nice and flat and it's not trying to be too moving too much, and it's so cute. I love this so much. All right, let's get right into this. So let's add this camera in. Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to attach our front and back bodice by the shoulders. So we're going to open up our front bodice. We're going to separate the main and the lining and just open it up so that our shoulder seams are hanging out. And then we're going to do the same thing to our front or the other side. We're going to just open up. So we're taking one side and flipping it over so that we can see the wrong sides of both, and same to the other. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip one of them around and we're going to put them together, right sides together. So we're going to just lay right on top, right sides together. And we're going to take my advice on this one. We're going to clip our shoulders together. And I do really recommend doing this because if you when you manipulate it, if you unfold the pieces even just a little bit, it'll mess everything up and you'll get twisted. So what we should have then is we should have our shoulders right sides together, open up, the main together and the lining together. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew along these seams here using a 3/8 inch seam allowance. So we're just going to sew along each shoulder seam on its own. So 4 different seams. I am using my sewing machine again, just to be, it's such a short thing. I don't want to get too serge happy. So use a stretch stitch, lightning stitch, triple stretch, or zigzag. I prefer my lightning stitch when I'm sewing. And then 3/8 inch seam allowance. Just gonna sew right across the shoulder. Okay. Now the same thing with the next shoulder. Okay, and then see, this is where I got mixed up before, and that's why I say to clip it, because if it's clipped, you're not all messed up. So now we're going to do the same thing, 3/8 inch seam allowance. Okay, and then this last shoulder piece, same thing. So now our shoulders should be attached. Okay. So fold it. Oh, that's, I'm guessing okay. Seems odd that there would be a hole there. I'm wondering if we're supposed to just sew it as one straight thing instead of 4 separate. Oh, never mind. I see it. Okay. So now we've got our shoulders, but there is a hole there on each one. So we'll take care of that in just a second. We need to now, with the bodice right side out and flat. So we're going to put our bodice right side out and flat. So you want your main fabric up, not your lining. Since mine is both, I guess I have to choose. This will be my main fabric. Okay. And we need to then, your bodice, separate the main from the lining. So we're just going to separate it, and you'll see here we've got our hole. Fold the main fabric and lining fabric right sides together. So we're going to fold it like this. Okay, so our fabric starts with the main and the lining wrong sides together. We're going to open our main up, and now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it under so that our main and our lining are right sides together, and we're going to just sew along and close up that hole on the shoulder seam. So right here you can see where we attached our shoulders. Now we just need to go through and sew right that like inch or so on the shoulder seams. And finish attaching those. Making sure that that's not pulling, so it's not wrinkled. All right, here we go. There you didn't see one, it's just closing up that little gap there. Then we're going to do the same thing now to the other side. Open it up, flip it out, and then we've got our hole there. So we're just going to sew it shut. Pardon me, still got a little sniffles going on. Okay. Sorry. All right, so now our shoulders should be fully closed. And what we need to do now is add our sleeves. So if you're doing a flutter sleeve, there's a little different way of doing it. I'm just doing a regular sleeve. So what we're going to do, okay, that's what I thought, is we are going to lay our fabric so that our right side of our fabric is up. So this is my right side. And then we're going to just take a sleeve, fold it in half so that we can find the center of our sleeve. clip that, and then we're going to match it with the shoulder seam. So the center of the sleeve goes to the shoulder seam, the seam, not sleam, that's not even a word. And then what I like to do is match up these corners at the end. So we'll match those up. And then because this is a little bit slippery fabric, I'm going to go ahead and do the correct thing and pin it a little bit more so that it doesn't want to go for a walk, hopefully. And your sleeve should be right sides together with your main fabric. Sorry if I forgot to mention that at first. So I know it's kind of a little confusing because I'm using the same fabric for my lining as I am for my main, but what it'll look like then is your sleeve will be right sides together with your main, and then you'll see your lining right side out in the back behind it all. So, come on, friend. That's not where you want to be. Right about there. Okay. And this one I am going to do on my serger. I think we should be able to do the rest of it. Oh, no, we do have another. No, I think, yeah, that's it. We should be able to do the rest of it on the serger. That was it for this away. Extra thing is always kind of. All right, so 3/8" seam allowance. We're just going to sew then around the curve of our sleeve. Just making sure that it's going right. And everything's lined up on my raw edges. Okay. I wanted to make sure I had the stretch going the right way on my sleeve. All right, so there is sleeve 1. So when you put it right sides out, get your sleeve like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lay the right side out. And take our sleeve, let's find the middle of our sleeve. Okay, so putting our sleeve right side together with the main fabric, we're going to line up the middle of the sleeve with the shoulder, and then line up these corners. Throwing clips. All right, and then we're just going to Make sure that the raw edges stay together, and we're just going to sew right around the sleeve. Okay. Making sure. Just making sure those raw edges are lined up. All right, so now we've got our sleeves added to our bodice. All we have to do now is just sew down or up the sleeve and down the side to close the side seam. I am going to put a tag in my side seam because I've started using tags because my kids cannot for the life of them figure out the front and back of things. So just really quick, I'm gonna base my tag on, and since I can't really put it in the neck, I figured putting it on the side is probably the next best thing. So just base that on really quick. Pardon me. Okay, and then we're gonna put everything right sides together. We're going to sew down along the sleeve and down the side, 3/8" seam allowance. If you're using a sewing machine, again, just use that stretch stitch. Making sure all my raw edges are I just want to check my armpit area here. Good, looks great. Awesome. Okay, and then just got to do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to sew down the sleeve and off the bodice. So down and over. When we get to this L, what we want to do, I guess when we get into the bend, I'll show you what we're going to do here. Just making sure that all our raw edges are nice and lined up. I am going to put it right here in my bend. Now, I'm at that bend where the sleeve meets the bodice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew right up to it, and then I'm just going to manipulate my fabric to the left a little bit so that it gets on that curve. So it gets that curve without missing it or chopping too far into it. All right, so now we have our completed bodice. So here's the front and here's the back. We do need to still hem the sleeves. You can do that now, or you can do that when we hem the skirt and do all your hemming at the same time. But oh my goodness, this is so cute. Look at this. Oh, I need this in my size. This is fabulous. Oh, I love it so much. I love it, love it, love it. If you want, you can also top stitch around the neck, just to give it kind of a little bit of a extra hold so it doesn't pull. I think it should be okay though. Like, I'm not noticing, even with the slippery fabric, I'm not noticing it trying to separate. But here we have our front. Look how shiny that is. And then our back with the cute heart. I'm so excited. All right, so that's it. Our bodice is now put together, and all we have to do tomorrow is put our pockets in our skirt, sew our skirt up, and add it to our bodice and hem. Yay! I'm so excited. This is looking so awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this done. I can't wait to see yours done. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.